So, Andrew, welcome here. Um, what are your thoughts of how the format's going to go? We didn't actually have specifics. Do you have just like a free for all? You want an opening?
I don't know what else to do except a free for all. I didn't prepare for a formal debate because you didn't tell me that's what you wanted. You said you wanted me to come on here and have a conversation with you.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So then, yeah, then we can just have a conversation. So if you can clarify for me, then your position. I did change the thumbnail and I did change the wording. So, what is your exact position of what you're saying about the big hand of the Protestant Reformation and our modern society being dysfunctional? Can you explain that?
Yeah, but you got to give me a few minutes to explain it, I think. So ultimately, it just works like this. I'll give you an analogy and then I can launch into a bit of the history. So I think I remember from a stream that you did that you were in the military. Is that correct?
No,
No, you
I've never
weren't.
been in the
Okay.
military.
Well, then I
No.
got that wrong. If you were to take military cohesion, the thing that keeps a military organized is hierarchy and leadership positions of authority. That's what keeps it organized. I want you to imagine for a second that you have a device which is designed to secretly disseminate orders among military personnel, and it also has a decoder ring. But the problem with the decoder ring is that everybody's getting different messages when they use the decoder ring to figure out the secrets of this device. And
Okay.
what do you think that would do to military cohesion? Well, it would destroy it. It would completely annihilate military cohesion. And the reason it would
Okay.
annihilate military cohesion is because it begins to work on the function of hierarchy itself, right? Suddenly, we're not getting proper messages. Perhaps some people were using their decoder ring and they come up with a message that this guy is actually not a colonel, he's a general. Perhaps this guy has no authority at all, is what this person's decoder ring says, right? That's basically how that would go. So if you want to tie this in to Protestant theology, it comes down to, and I'm not arguing, by the way, I'm not here to argue whether or not it's true or false. I think that that's irrelevant. I think that the relevancy here for the debate is what it did. And so, what Protestant theology historically did was it eroded ideas of authority and blended. The Protestant Reformation happened before the Enlightenment, but it paved the way for it. The way that it was able to do this is by the erosion of centralized authority. And Enlightenment philosophy is all based around egalitarianism and the destruction of centralized authority. And Protestantism paved the way for that. And how does that intersect with modern problems today? The main way that it does it is it erodes institutions over time and the authority of institutions over the time for the idea of self and the idea of egalitarianism over an individualism over the idea of having actual authority or some sort of centralized authority around governance. And so that's how it links in with problems of today.
Okay. So, in your opinion, then what you're saying is you're just saying that the Protestant Reformation had a hand in it, but what would be, in your opinion, then the major cause for our dysfunctional society today? You wouldn't say it is the Protestant Reformation, would you?
Well, I wouldn't put anything in a monolith, but I think it's a whole bunch of different issues together. But I do think that the Protestant Reformation had a large hand in it, yes, because of the starting point of the erosion of centralized authority, which is still a tradition
Right.
kept to this day by most mainstream Protestant denominations.
Now, what, in your opinion, if you remember, and I know you don't like to debate Bible or theology, so I'm not going to try to. That's not my intention to force that on you anyway. Um, why did the Protestant Reformation happen? What was the reason? Do you know?
Yeah, it was because there was problems going on within the Catholic Church around things like remittances and other problems. And those were things which Martin Luther and Protestant reformers were trying to address, corruption in the church.
Do you know what specifically though? Like a couple of things that maybe pop out.
Well, he had hundreds of objections. Martin Luther
Sure.
had hundreds of objections. So I think
There was
remittances was
probably
one
a
of the big
couple
ones,
that were probably the big ones though. Like
or not remittances, the remissions of sin, things like this. But yes, I don't know what that has to do with anything though.
Well, one of them was the papacy, right?
Yeah,
The authority of the Pope, right?
sure. But that had been something which had been already fought over with the Eastern
Well, that's why
Orthodox
I
and
was saying,
Catholics
like,
for years.
that's something that we would actually have something in common there of that common ground, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure, of course.
Okay.
But
And then obviously
the distinction there
well,
would be though.
there's another one though too that I wanted to say is also
Hmm.
one of the big reasons also wasn't just the papacy,
Oh,
but also the issue of
absolutions.
it
Sorry.
indulgences, yeah.
Hmm.
That was a big one back in the day. I don't know exactly, I haven't done this research. I don't think the Orthodox Church does indulgences, right?
No,
Okay, yeah. So I know those are a couple of big reasons. So would you say what was taking place during the time, if we go back 500 years with these people like your Martin Luthers, your Calvins, your Zwingli's, these different people who were breaking away from the Roman Catholic Church because they saw corruption. Would you say initially they started off good?
no. The
Why not?
idea, well, so this is the central idea that is distinct between Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy and what became Protestantism. That erosion of authority still was not present in Catholicism. They saw a distinct different authority. So we had the filioque was one of the problems, and then the Pope was another problem.
Mhm.
But they were trying to centralize a distinct different authority, but they did not want the elimination of church authority. That was uniquely Protestant.
'Kay.
And because
But
of that,
essentially
it
go
led
ahead.
it led to the erosion of centralization of authority over time in all of Europe, including to the point where Anglicans fled here in order to be able to govern themselves. And many Protestants actually fled here because they wanted to govern themselves outside of church authority. And part of the foundation of the United States, which was contributed by many, many deists, which is that occult part that I'm talking about. Um, those things were based on Enlightenment principles, not on Christianity, hardly at all. Now, there was plenty of Christians who were here, but the idea was there was a blending between these two philosophies, Christian ethics and Enlightenment.
So going back to what I was saying though, like, so you're saying that them actually breaking away and not wanting to submit to the Pope's authority and to keep on going along with the indulgences, you don't think that was a good thing for them to stand up against?
That has no bearing on anything, whether I think it's good, bad, or indifferent. I'm
Well,
telling
it's
you
the
what
main
is the
couple of the main
case.
reasons why they kind of protested,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
the whole
care
point of it.
why. I'm telling you what it's
So
responsible
you think
for.
it's okay to just go
Yeah, I
along with
don't
the
do
papacy?
you understand that me telling
No,
you
I do
why
understand, I'm
okay,
trying to get
stop,
it.
stop, stop.
No, no, no,
If I
please
tell
don't do
you
that. I'm
why a
trying
thing is
I didn't
true,
interrupt
doesn't
you when
mean
you
that I
talked,
agree or
Andrew, let me talk
disagree.
for a second, okay?
You're strawmanning the
I
entire
didn't interrupt you.
position. I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. That's irrelevant. I'm saying what
To get
happened.
from you I'm trying to get from you just an honest answer.
It's
You
irrelevant to
may
the
not
debate.
agree with
It's
Protestants,
irrelevant to
but
the debate.
no, that's the whole point. You
And
brought up the
what
Protestant
is the
Reformation.
yeah, and what
So
is the
if
debate
you
topic?
can't even admit
What's the
that
debate
the
topic?
origin that they were going against the Catholic Church of doing wrong things, then how can you say the Catholic Church does anything wrong at all?
It's irrelevant. What's the debate
No,
topic?
it's not
What's the
irrelevant.
debate
It's
topic?
perfectly
What's
no,
the
it's on
debate
the topic,
topic? What is it?
and
Can
that's
you tell
fine.
me the debate
I'm
topic?
trying to have a conversation with you.
Great.
I'm not Mahler.
Can
I'm
you
not these other
can you
guys.
just tell me the debate
Yeah,
topic?
yeah. Can you actually answer a
If
question?
you answer what the debate topic
If
is,
you
I'll answer
answer
relevant questions
is
to
this
it.
not talking about the Protestant Reformation, yes or no?
No, it's not. Specifically,
You
it's
brought this
talking
up,
about
my
what?
friend. You put the words
Tell
Protestant
me.
Reformation had a big hand in our thing. So I'm going back to where it all
Tell
started.
me tell me the debate
So you
topic.
have to prove from when it
As soon as you
started
tell me the
that
debate
this is a
topic.
problem.
Tell me the debate topic.
You have to prove that.
Tell me the debate topic.
You tell me the debate topic.
Okay, great. I'll tell you the debate topic. Did the Protestant Reformation have a hand in
Uh-huh.
problems of modernity? Whether Protestantism justified or not has nothing to do with that topic, dork. Now, do you want to argue the topic or
Well, the
not?
language, I knew you couldn't last too
Do
long
you
without your
want to
language. It was pretty
argue the
funny.
topic or not?
So I do. I want to get to the origins of why they protested. So
It's
can you
irrelevant.
at least to
It's
say what they
irrelevant.
originally started with,
It's irrelevant.
right?
Not
No, it's not.
relevant. Okay, tell me how
No,
it's
it's
relevant.
perfectly
How
relevant
is it relevant?
because it's biblical. We're talking about
That
what does
has
the
nothing
Bible
to
teach
do
us?
with the debate topic, dude.
No, no, it does.
No, it
The
doesn't.
Protestant Reformation started because of what they believe the Bible teaches because of the papacy's bad
That's
authority.
nice. What does that have to do with the debate topic?
Are you gonna have any type of decency here?
Yes, as long as you stick to the debate topic that we agreed to, yes.
Okay, but I'm not gonna play by your rules. I can
Okay, whatever
ask
that means.
questions
You
that
can
go
ask
back
questions
to
that are
the
relevant to the
origin.
debate topic.
I can ask questions that go back to the origin of when it first started and just ask you simple questions. I don't think it's
Yeah,
that.
you can ask me simple questions that are relevant to the
Yeah.
topic of the debate.
So so you don't think it's relevant to know why it originally started, but
Nope.
you can criticize Protestant Reformation the last 500 years because you just think you can criticize them. I hope that you would agree with my answer here. It's because we are a fallen humanity. We're depraved. We are sinners, right?
I don't care about your
Is it,
preaching, dude. I care about the debate
dude,
topic.
you came to my channel. That's all
You
my
the
channel is about is the
channel
Bible.
you told me that you wanted
You
me to
can
come
leave.
on
If
to.
you don't want to answer a simple question of
I'm
why
not
we
gonna
are
answer
fallen
things
people.
not relevant to the debate
No, no, no.
topic.
We are all fallen people. Yes?
How's that relevant to the
Yes?
debate topic?
No, it is perfectly relevant.
Tell
If we're
me.
talking about
Tell me
if
how.
we're talking about a dysfunctional society,
Right?
it is relevant because we're
Yeah.
sinners, correct?
Even if I grant it, it still wouldn't be relevant to the
You
debate
can't
topic.
you can't even grant that we're sinners?
Yeah, sure, we're sinners. How's that relevant to the
What does
debate
Romans
topic?
1 teach us about
How is this
mankind?
relevant?
Because that's the anything that's relevant of dysfunctional society has to do with what? Sin.
Okay, sure, but there's gonna be a sequence of events which also lead through a
Sure.
historic
What
prism for
what
us to
causes
understand the
all these events,
context.
Andrew? What
Oh,
causes them?
great. Okay, so
What happened with
the
Noah?
primary
Why did
cause of
God have
all
to
war
wipe
is
out
sin.
why did God
Great.
have to
I'm
wipe
glad that
out
we
the whole
established
world
that.
almost with Noah, Andrew?
I'm
Why do you have
glad
to do that?
I'm glad that we
Were
established
they
it. Hey,
dysfunctional then,
what
Andrew?
caused World War II? Sin.
Were they dysfunctional with
Caused
Noah?
World War One? Sin.
What about
What
Sodom and
caused
Gomorrah?
Korea
Were
the
they
Korean War?
dysfunctional?
Sin.
Andrew, were they dysfunctional with Sodom and Gomorrah?
Who? The Sodomites and the
Sodom and Gomorrah.
yeah, yeah. What about it?
Were they a dysfunctional society back then?
Yeah, sure.
Why were they dysfunctional?
Because they weren't adhering to the edicts of God.
What does that even mean?
It means that essentially they broke the idea of hospitality and tried to essay an angel. And so when they did that, God got really mad and he blew them up.
Okay.
Mm.
So they were sinning, doing home activities.
Uh huh.
Same thing with Noah.
Great.
What was the first sin in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve? What do we see the origin of all this?
Why does this have to do with the debate topic?
Because if we're going to talk about a dysfunctional society, we have to get to the root of it.
Okay. So you're just saying that the pillar of this is sin. Great.
Do you agree or disagree?
But sure. What does that have to do with the debate topic, though? How does that tie into the Protestant Reformation's erosion of authority, which has led to most of the modern, I would say, well, maybe not
How
most, but
how
at
can
least
you
many.
give me the proof that you think the big hand
Mhm.
in our modern society is caused by Protestant Reformation? What's your proof for that?
The fact that it eroded central authority
That's a
inside of
claim. Prove
every
it.
single
Prove it.
Western nation. Okay. Do you want to
Prove
go?
it. Don't just say it. Prove it.
Sure. Do you want to go through the various philosophers who were Protestants who
What,
preached
what's your
egalitarianism?
best evidence that Protestant Reformation is the big hand of cause in our modern day society
Because
of dysfunctional?
because the historians broadly agree that the idea behind why it is that most central authorities began to become questioned moving into the Enlightenment period was due to the Protestant Reformation unempowering the church by moving away from the church and arguing against centralized authority when it came to scripture and the gospel.
And which church was that? The Catholic Church, right?
The one that they moved away from, yes.
Right. And was that a good or bad thing in your opinion?
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, if it was not good, means they should have still kept, listening to the false teachings and
Has
authority
nothing to do with
of the Roman
anything.
Catholic Church.
Has nothing
No,
to
it
do with
has everything
anything.
to do with it.
Nothing.
It has everything to do
What
with
does it
it.
have to do with it? Anything. What does
It
that have
has
to do with
everything to do with it.
anything? Has nothing to do with anything.
You either have to say they made a wrong decision and they should have stayed
Why
under
do
the
I need to
authority of the
say
Catholic
that?
Church.
This is a descriptive claim, not a prescriptive claim. Good and bad are
I'm
oughts.
challenging you,
Just
Andrew,
stop.
to prove your
And
claim.
here's
You're
what.
the
Okay.
one that made the
Do
claim.
you want the
You gotta prove it. You
historians?
can't just make assumptions.
Do you want me to
You
utilize
can't just make
historians?
assumptions.
Do you want me to utilize historians? Because what you're asking me for is a normative claim. That's ought.
I'm asking for
Stop,
proof and
bro.
evidence, not
My
just
turn. My
accusations.
turn. Hang on. Calm down.
Well, I'll let you talk. You don't have to calm
You're
down. I'll
asking
let
me
you talk.
for a normative claim. That's ought. Should. That's normative. I'm talking
Okay?
about descriptive.
Okay,
Descriptive
so
is
give
not
me
ought.
something descriptive.
Stop. Descriptive's not ought. Descriptive's not should. Those are normative claims. This debate is about descriptive claims, not
Okay.
normative claims. So if you want to ask for a burden of proof, that's fine and
Well,
fair, and
that's
I
your
should
claim.
stop, and I'll provide
Well,
those.
you can't just say
But that
stop
has
when I'm
nothing.
challenging you on
I'm
something. Come
almost
on,
done,
be
and then you
real.
can talk, dude. That's
Just
fine. Just stop,
I can
dude.
say
There'll be
something
5
once in a while.
seconds
That's
so
part
I
of
can finish, and
this.
then you can
You
talk.
did say this is a free for all
I'm
kind of
still
early
not
on,
done.
right?
Just stop talking for 5 seconds.
My
So
goodness, what kind of jeepers? I
the
thought you were
point is
supposed to be this big bad
when you
debater.
make a normative claim, right? This isn't about normative claims. My is or oughts or my oughts have nothing to do with this. This is about descriptors. So if you want descriptive evidence, we can go through the descriptive evidence. Yes.
Just give me something. What's your best evidence that you would say in our modern day was caused by the Protestant Reformation of a dysfunctional
Didn't
society?
say it was caused by. I said it had a large hand in it because it
Well,
paved the
big
way
hand.
for the
You did it right,
Enlightenment.
right? Details matter. Big hand. So what is
Mhm.
your biggest evidence for that?
I would use the historic standard for this and what
What's that?
historians broadly agree on. Well, if you give me a second, I can pull up the historical standards that I would appeal to, and
I thought you
I think that that's fine.
okay.
So
If you have to Google it, that's
if
fine.
that's
Go
what
ahead
you
and go
want,
Google it.
well,
Go Google it real
wait a
quick.
second. You're asking me for formal evidence. You want me to freehand it?
You you're the one that gave me the descriptive debate. I thought you had become prepared for this.
I am prepared for it, but if you
Then why do you
want
gotta Google it?
formal evidence, then you got to give me a
Why
second
do
to
you gotta
pull it
Google it?
up.
Can't you just tell me?
How am I googling anything? I'm just pulling it up
You're
out of my
getting ready to go look
files.
something up.
So I just
Why
want to
can't
make
you just
sure. I just want to make sure that you don't want me to use any formal sources, or you do.
I'm asking you to prove your claims.
Then
You're the
why
one
don't
that
you let
came up
me
with
do
this
that
topic.
and close your mouth?
So we're going 26 minutes now. Come on.
I don't get it. Do you want me to prove the claim through a historic standard or not?
Come on, man. Give me something.
What do you want? What do you want for the claim? Is what I'm
What
asking
is your
you.
evidence?
I'm using the historic standard
And that is?
that that historians broadly agree. There's consensus that Protestantism led to the adoption of Enlightenment principles. That's not even a dispute by most mainstream
You even agreed
historians.
Enlightenment came later, so you can't blame that on the Protestant Reformation.
That's the
That came like
stupidest
100,
thing
200
that
years
I've
later.
ever heard in
You
my
can't blame
life.
that on that. That's
Oh, great.
irrelevant.
Well, World War II came after World War I, so you can't blame World War I for World War II. Genius
Yeah,
logic,
it's called
bro.
common sense. It's
Brilliant
called common sense.
logic. Your logic is man, you
Yet you
have
still
laid
haven't
me
provided a
low, sir.
single it's funny, you haven't provided a single evidence yet for your claim. It's funny.
Well, every time I begin to, you already begin with a refutation, which is do you agree
Can
that
you just give
do
something?
you agree that historians agree with the standard or not?
Historians have disagreements. They're not
That's
all
not my
universal
question. What's
on
my
this.
question?
What is your question, Andrew?
Do historians agree, is there a broad consensus that the Protestant Reformation paved the way for Enlightenment principles?
No.
That's
I'm sure
your
some, don't get me
you
wrong, I'm sure there
you
are some,
you're sure there's
but I mean,
some. You don't think
to
that there's
make that
broad consensus for that?
yeah, but here's my point. Let me talk for about 30 seconds to a minute, please.
Sure.
So, myself as a born again Christian, and I'm looking at the Bible, and I look throughout history, and I see how cultures, like I mentioned, Noah, Sodom and Gomorrah, we see the book of Judges, Judges 21:25 says that everyone did what was right in their own eyes because there was no king. Solomon said in Proverbs 14:12 that a man does what's right in his own eyes, yet the way there is death. Jesus warned that before he came back that there would be wars and rumors of wars and love of men would grow cold. Even Paul wrote about these things. We live in a fallen world. Nothing is new under the sun. So in order for you to blame in our modern day society of the dysfunctional issues and to say it's the big hand from the Protestant Reformation, I'm asking you to prove that assertion because historically we've had these issues before the Protestant Reformation.
Which issues?
The dysfunctional society.
Which
How
dysfunctions?
about this? Give me the list of what you think in our modern day
Mm.
of dysfunctional society was caused by the Protestant Reformation.
The
How about that?
idea of positive rights is the
What
first
idea what?
dysfunction. Positive rights.
I don't actually know what that means. What does that mean, please?
Well, you've read the Constitution, the amendments in the Constitution, correct?
Yeah, when I was younger, I don't remember all that stuff.
Well, let's
Yeah.
just take one that you do remember. It's not a trick. It's not a trap. You're aware of like the Second Amendment, for instance, right?
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
that means you can own a yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. So if we're talking about that, do you have a duty to own it? No,
Do I have a what?
a duty to own it.
In our modern day.
Just period, as far as that right is
A
concerned.
duty. So I understand what you're saying. A duty like in regards to an obligation? Is that what you're saying?
Mm. Yeah, duty and obligation can be synonyms for this. That's fine.
Sure. Um, I don't think it's a duty. I think,
That seems fair.
um,
I also agree
yeah.
with you broadly that
Okay.
the First Amendment, you have the freedom of speech, but you don't have any duty to speak out, right?
Okay.
So these are all things which are assumed with no duty. So
Okay.
that's not the way that rights ever traditionally worked, not even in Christianity, that they were entitlements which were given. They were duties which were asserted, and then you would assume the right from the duty. Let me explain what that means.
Okay. Go
I,
ahead.
as a Christian, am not allowed to murder you, right?
Correct.
Okay, so therefore you have a right not to be murdered.
Agreed.
Yeah, so you see how the right that you entail to yourself is coming to you from the idea that I have a duty to not do the opposite of that, right? That's where you're inferring
I
that.
think I'm tracking you.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Keep
when you
going.
say God-given rights, but anything that you would appeal to as a God-given right would likely be in the context of that. It's not just that you have some entitlement, it's that you have a whole grouping of duties, and those would be the entailment of the entitlement to other people. So you're not allowed to, I don't know, you're not allowed to you're not allowed to steal. That's a good one, right? You're not allowed to steal, right?
According to the word of God, amen. And according to the laws of our land, yes.
Okay, so then if you stole from me under any governmental system that you would come up with under Christianity, even if it was just like you and 10 people, and I came to you with a grievance, hey, this guy stole from me, you would be forced to concede then that I had a right to not be stolen from, right?
Based on what you said, sure.
Makes sense, right? That's how we would infer
Common
rights.
sense, I would agree.
The
Yeah.
Enlightenment disagrees with you. What
Okay.
the Enlightenment is talking about with egalitarianism is that there's ideas of natural rights, which are entitlements that come with no duty. That
Okay.
is one of the key provinces for almost all problems in modernity.
Now, I have to give an answer so you understand when I'm giving you a response here, even though you may not like the answer. Okay. I come from a biblical point of view with a lot of what you're sharing. And so I base my decisions and what I do in my life, my morality is to first the Lord. Okay. And just like when Jesus said, render to Caesar what's Caesar's and render to God what's God's. So I base my decision, what you're talking about here, duties, rights, whatever, I'm putting the Lord first. Going back to some of the original conversation here about, what I was asking the question about back in the early days with the Protestant Reformation, was it right or wrong what they did? You think it's irrelevant. That's your perspective. But I believe, biblically speaking, we're not to be robots. We're not to be machines. We have freedom of speech. We have freedom of thought. And we can actually challenge people who are so claiming to be an authority, right? And if they're doing something that goes against what God's has taught or given us in his word, then I believe that is an appropriate thing. So going back to what I was asking about the Protestant
But do
Reformation,
you have a duty to do that?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
the Bible actually says
so
Bible
th
says to contend for the
so
faith
then
once for and
do you see how then what you're doing is you're making an appropriation of rights based on duties? But that's not
well, I'm
how
doing it
enlightenment the idea of enlightened
sure.
rights work. Those work based on the entailment of entitlement. I'm entitled to this with no duty. There is no
What
duty.
right,
I'm just justified in this thing because I am. That's a whole
right, just
concept of natural
let
rights,
me
by the way,
yeah,
which
let
is
me finish my answer,
enlightenment.
please. Yeah, let me finish my answer.
You just did finish it.
No,
I'm
I didn't.
respon
I wasn't done. I wasn't done.
Okay.
What I was trying to say is, according to Scripture, we are told to contend for the faith. We are told to actually study the Scriptures. We are told to test what people claim. So this is actually what the
So
Bible
what?
does teach.
Yeah, so what?
So, well, I'm going back to what we're talking about, the origin of the Protestant Reformation. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is when they started off good, just because there may be some bad apples over the years, that doesn't mean necessarily that the cause or the big hand, as you like to say, is from the Protestant Reformation. Because again, I'm a biblical person, so you may not want to argue this way. I get it, but I'm looking to the origin, to the root. We, by nature, are depraved people, right?
Yeah, but
We,
you can't limit
just,
every
I am
cause
just
to
let me just.
hang on, you
I'm not
can't
trying to
dude,
preach. I'm just trying to give
eventually
an
you
answer.
gotta let somebody
Yeah,
else talk, dude.
yeah,
You can't
yeah.
filibuster the whole
Dude,
debate.
you're being silly. I let you talk a lot already. I'm just trying to finish my statement. Throughout history and different civilizations, there's always been immorality. There's always been people who've done what they want to do right. And nothing is new under the sun. We live in the same age today. So what I'm trying to say is for you to try to pin this on the Protestant Reformation, you've got nothing to really prove that. It's just your assertions.
That's literally a lie. I just told you that I can appeal to the historic standard of universal empirical agreement by scholars for where Enlightenment principles came from. And I'm willing to pull up a list of scholars that you can look up yourself if you disagree with
So
this claim that nobody disagrees with. But wait, my
you're,
turn.
you're,
I
you're
just let you go. My turn. So
I'll let
the
you
next
go.
thing
I'll let you go.
that's funny about this, and it's actually hilarious
It
to
is fun.
me, is
It
great.
is fun.
We could just say that about everything, can't we?
You can.
Only
Yeah.
cause is that there's sin in the world. Great. Oh, cause is there sin in the world? Oh, thank you. That's so helpful. Oh, the cause of
Yep.
me falling down the stairs is that we live in a fallen state. Great. Why replace the floorboard then? After all, I mean, that's just the way the nature of the world is corrupt, you know? I mean, that's just how it goes, bro. No, we obviously are going to look for correlating factors and explanations, including in the natural world, for cause
Sure.
and effects when it comes to social and societal impacts. You just going,
Right.
well, hey, bruh, there's sin in the world is not
Yep.
helpful. It tells us
Yep.
nothing. It doesn't get us
Yep.
to any of these causes. It does nothing for
Mhm.
us.
Mhm. You just said cause and effect, right?
Ah,
So the effect is dysfunctional society, right?
well, I mean, that's not the only thing that made society dysfunctional. I'm
I know, I'm just
talking,
saying look, I'm
yes, it's
saying
a reason. Yes, it's a reason
the
for
effect
dysfunction. Yes, correct.
the effect is the
Mhm.
dysfunctional society, correct?
No, the effect is at least partial responsibility for dysfunction in society.
Well, I wanna ask the harder question. What's the cause of it? What's the cause of a dysfunctional society?
There's a whole host of correlating factors.
Mhm.
Mm.
Give me some, please.
Like for instance, let's say that the sun, right, disappears in Europe and they have a really bad famine. Are you saying that that's because they sinned, or could there be a natural explanation for that?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Let's say that they just don't get a lot of sunshine in England for a year and it causes a famine. Is that due to sin, or is there a natural cause for that?
So, like you like to use the word that's irrelevant, that's not even answering what I'm talking about.
It is. Answer
We're
the
talking
question.
about
Is there a
us.
natural cause
We
for that, or are you just going to say, well, there's sin in the world?
That would be, obviously not a natural part of God's natural laws for this world, so
Why
whatever the
wouldn't it be a
reason would be responsible
natural
to
law
God.
for the world? What do you mean? The
So,
weather? The
but
weather's not
we
part of the natural world,
Andrew, but
dude.
we as people
Wait, what do you?
are
No, no, no.
cause for
Wait, stop.
anything of
What do
just
you mean that
I
that's
I
not
don't understand how you
God's?
can't even have a
What
normal
do you mean
conversation.
that that's not God's
Listen,
natural plan for the world?
everything that we
That
do
there's
in
not
this world that's
sunshine.
either moral, dysfunctional, wokeanity, whatever it may be, because you like to, do your politics debates with a lot of the people on the woke side, which I probably have a lot of agreement with you. But the problem is, why are we dysfunctional? Why do we do what
Did
we
I
do?
just gave you a reason that you could appeal to for a natural cause of dysfunction that has nothing to
Yeah,
do with human
but that's
behavior.
irrelevant to what I'm talking
It
about right now.
does,
My
because not
No,
all
no.
forms of dysfunction have to do
We
with human behavior,
the
dude.
Bible is very clear, my friend. We all sin, correct?
Has nothing to do with what I just said. Do you agree with me
But
that
it's the
there are
cause of our
there can be
dysfunctional
causes
society.
stop. There
right?
can be causes of human dysfunction that are not sin-based, right?
Can people sin
Can you
without
answer my
can people
question, dude?
can
Answer
people
my
have
question, dude.
immoral lives? Sorry, let me ask you this. Can people have immoral
I'm not
lives without
no more
sin?
answering till you answer my question.
No, no, then we'll just sit here and stare at each other for a
Then let's
while.
do that. I'll listen to heavy metal. We'll stare at each other till you learn how to answer a question and then ask one.
All right, go ahead and listen to heavy metal.
Oh, wait, I don't understand. Are we done now? Are we done? I thought you weren't going to talk till. Yeah, are you going to
Well,
answer
you've
my
been
question
talking,
now?
playing around, playing games.
Yeah. Do you want to answer my question now, or are
So
we
are we
going to go
gonna go
back to
back
this?
to actually having a
If
conversation
you're
and you
willing to
can
answer
actually
my question
and
first,
and
I'll
and
answer
actually
yours. Does that sound
so
fair?
you still haven't proven your point,
Yeah. So, but
and I've
my
demonstrated that
yeah.
scripturally speaking, historically speaking, we're all
hmm
screwed up.
What
You
is my
can't
point?
prove
Yeah.
you can't prove the Protestant Reformation is the cause.
You froze up, dude.
Still haven't proven it.
What? That the Protestant Reformation is the cause of what?
What you said, the big hand in our dysfunctional society.
Yeah. What dysfunctions in society?
Well, you're the one that said it. You haven't proven it yet.
Proven what though? What is it? Like
Exactly.
yeah, I
Exactly.
gave you a whole
Yeah,
host
prove
of
it.
information. So
So
starting,
prove
let's start
prove
with my
your
question. Hang
assertion.
on. Let's start with my
No, no,
question.
no, no. I'm
Let's
I'm
start with my
I'm done
question.
being nice.
Oh,
You
okay. Well, then
prove
just
your
sit there.
assertion
When
now.
you're done, when you're ready to answer
No,
one question, then we'll get back to
prove
this.
your assertion. Now is the time.
Answer my question. Prove now's the time.
Either prove it or leave.
Either answer the question or kick me.
Can you answer give the answer what the best evidence you got? What is
As
it
I
again?
already told you, it's the entirety
What
of the
is it?
historic standard and all of the scholars who
That's
back it
the
up.
best you got. That's the best you
Yeah,
got.
that's I would think that that would be all I would need for an
Yeah.
empirical claim.
So
Yeah.
you so
Now
you
it's my
you don't
turn. Answer my question now.
no, you don't have a turn. We've already been talking.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to
So
answer my question?
what was your
I
question that I
say
didn't answer?
so I'm going to try again. Is it the
What's your
case that
question?
you can have a natural cause for thing that's not rooted in sin?
Oh, that's irrelevant. That's a stupid question.
Answer
Go
it.
back to what you're supposed to
Just
be
answer the
proving.
question,
No,
dude.
no, no. Go back to the topic.
Answer the
Prove no, and
question.
to prove your
I'll tell you why it's
prove your
relational. I'll tell you
assertion.
why it's relational to the
Prove
topic.
your assertion,
I'll
Andrew.
tell you why it's relational to the topic. Here we go.
No, just
The
prove
reason
your
it's
assertion.
the reason it's relational to the topic and the reason why it's important to the topic is because you said, "Look, the cause and root of all things is sin, man. All the things
Of
that are
course.
bad, it's because of
Yep,
sin. Sin
yep,
causes all of it." Right?
yep,
It's like,
yep,
"Okay, great.
yep.
However, if I bang my knee on a floorboard because I just lazily didn't pin it back down the night before, is that due to my sin or is it due to like just me being a dummy?"
So, in the Garden of Eden, when
Answer
we
my
fell
question.
hello, McFly, your shoes are untied. Yes, the
Answer
answer to your question
my
is sin.
question.
Because
Because of
of the
sin.
fallen nature, we all do things that our bodies are corrupted and falling apart.
So the
So the
answer to
answer
everything
is
is
still
sin.
sin.
The answer to everything is
The
sin.
answer is still
So the
sin.
answer to all problems is sin.
How about that?
So there, you wouldn't give any causative explanation. The reason the pipe broke in
You
your
think we
fridge
do
is
things that are
sin.
dysfunctional outside of sin?
Yes. Did your pipe?
How?
Did your
How
pipe?
how can we do
Did your
things that are
pipe?
dysfunctional
Did your
outside of
pipe?
sin,
Did the
Andrew?
pipes break in your house because of sin?
That's irrelevant to our action.
Answer the
No,
question.
no, 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 you're not gonna play that game. In our
Answer
society
the
of dysfunctional
question.
people, of
Answer.
immorality, of
Answer.
homosexuality,
Okay,
of
answer. Mhm.
wokianity, what is the problem,
Yeah. So
Mr.
again, when
Anderson?
you're talking about empirical claims, and that's what we're making here is an empirical
What
claim.
is the cause of a
Yeah.
dysfunctional society?
Yeah. So it's going to be a whole host of different reasons. And some of it may not
No, there's
have
only
anything
one
to do.
answer.
No, it may not have to do with sin. A tsunami may have nothing to do with
You
sin and
can't that
society
has
becomes
nothing to do with
dysfunctional.
a dysfunctional
Yes, it
society,
could.
Andrew.
Yes, it could, moron. Yes, it could,
No, it does
moron.
not.
Oh, I see. So if a tsunami hit the eastern seaboard and made New
You
York
think
City
because of our
dysfunctional, that's because of sin?
sleeping around, doing things, lying, cussing, all these different things, you think that's gonna cause a tsunami?
Oh, dummy, that's my point.
Are you
It's
smarter
my
than
whole
that?
point.
Come
What
on.
do you mean? It's my
Aren't you
point.
smarter than that? I thought
That's
you're supposed to be
that's
this
that's my
great,
point.
big, bad wolf debater,
All you
and you
do is
still
filibuster,
haven't proven
bro.
a single thing.
All you do is filibuster. How would you know what I can prove? You don't answer any
Well,
questions.
you haven't
You
done it
refuse to
yet,
engage in what
and
I'm
I've
even
given
saying.
you the